bringing us to the work at hand today, it would be our goal I have a clicker that works now today, so I don't have to motion. That as an alliance, developmentally, we're at a place where we're embracing the 6 outcome areas of the Strive Together National Network, and are moving forward with whatever pace they're going to go with the career one here at New York State, because I've participated in many of your communities and conversations as you seek to identify your local outcomes and indicators, and career is so important to us here in New York State. So for today, we've highlighted those outcome areas where there seems to be the most variance and data that's being collected, and no clear indicators that boil up for communities. And those are, I think for obvious reasons, K-readiness, that time period for a student's development prior to entering the formal K-12 schooling system. In New York State, there's a lot of ground work happening, and it seems to be the right time. Other folks invested in early childhood education work are examining this closely, and so I think as an alliance from our Cradle to Career perspective, we want to be a part of that conversation, and many of those, I think we want those conversations to become one instead of separate ones. Being the work that's currently going on in SUNY to narrow down these outcome areas and indicators that they'll track, it seemed timely to explore some consensus and common areas between our communities around what indicators might be tracked for post-secondary, and then naturally adding a new outcome area, having the discussion about what outcomes within career and what indicators would be most relevant. And so today, I hope that we'll accomplish a few things, that we come up from these 3 working groups, some proposed alliance indicators, and I just want to stress, in the same way that the Strive Together outcome areas is not dictating what each individual community cares about and will measure, but has found some commonalities, I think that coming down to a state scale, we can take the liberty of identifying 1 or 2 indicators in these areas that we have some common ground on, because over time, we would like to report to the community as a state network how we're doing in our work, and we can only do that if we're collecting measures for common indicators. So that being said, the proposed alliance indicators that we would develop and share out to our other partners for endorsement would be one of the many other indicators you would, it's an and situation, not an only. And in the process, I think what is really important, we can come to some alignment around the data that we want to advocate for, the data we want, right? So let's get out in front of this. We have this work happening in New York State. We have important and varied perspectives here, and we will have the weight in our message to say, as an alliance, this is data that we care about and that we need to do our work better. Give it to us. And then thirdly, which I think is not the least of these, I hope that the facilitated sessions you participate in can serve as a model of how to navigate and orchestrate these types of conversations in your own communities. I know some of our partnerships are in the process of identifying their outcomes for their partnership, and those who are in it or have recently completed it know that they're very challenging conversations and can take a lot of time. And so we can really learn from the skill and expertise and experience of our facilitation team on the best ways to set those up and build broad consensus. So I hope you'll take the opportunity to have the experience and take it back home. So a little bit of housekeeping. I don't even know where we are as far as our agenda, but that's okay. We'll get there. We are separating the groups. Each of you, when you registered, hopefully identified an outcome area that you wanted to be a conversation for. And so kindergarten readiness will be in room 802. That's at the end of this hall. Post-secondary will be in this lovely glass room that we have called the alcove. And then the career working group will be in the center room there. And each group will have a facilitator and assistant, and we'll make sure you get the message for when lunch is ready and at what points we'll reconvene as a group. So with that, I send you with your charge of helping us to inform and develop a set of indicators. Thank you.